welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to Mariah Carey. I have been doing this for over a year now and I have still not featured her on the channel, so today we are watching her MTV Unplugged performance of Emotions. If you're new here, my name is Bethany, I am a vocal coach, and I do like to pause and talk throughout. We're gonna talk about technique, so if that's not your cup of tea, stop now. Otherwise, here we go. Okay, I'm sorry. I love Mariah Carey a whole heck of a lot. This might be a long one. We're gonna go back to the beginning of this and just talk about these incredible ad-libs. From what I know of this story, this performance, the story that I have been told and that I've read is that at this point in her career, she was oftentimes referred to as just a studio singer, and so this was kind of her moment to say, I can do this live, just you wait. So I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I like that story anyway. Anytime someone is underrated or doubted, I like that sort of I told you so moment. So that's what this is for me. Here we go. Right there, when she said you, we got a little bit of that breathiness because it was more in her sort of speaking range. So it's very conversational, could even have been a whisper if she wanted. But then as soon as she says, got me feeling, we get full adduction, we get extra power. It's just so full, but it has the perfect balance. We get richness, we get that soulfulness, that warmth, but then we also get the brightness that carries. And we hear that throughout the entirety of her range. It's not just, limited to her speaking range or mid-range of her voice. It's the entire voice. And I love it. Okay. We gotta hear that again. That repeated pattern, not only does it demonstrate her agility, but her intonation. Those notes are just pitch perfect every time. One more time, because then we also got some alternation between her TA muscle and her CT muscle, sort of going back and forth between a head dominant mix and a chest dominant mix. There's so many beautiful things in this intro.
I'm in love, I'm alive, impossible.
realizing I'm getting sucked in, but so many cool things just happen. The number of colors she has always incorporated into her songs, into her music. We just get so much variety, and I think that's also a testament to why she can do so many genres. Obviously, she's made a name for herself in this sort of pop soul genre, but she can do everything. Okay, let me go back. When I rise, you are the first thing on my mind. And in the middle. So right there, we get nice full adduction. We're in mix. We're getting a little bit of that twang, a little bit of the brightness on top. She started with a fry at the beginning of that. I'm gonna do that again, then we'll keep going. First thing on my mind. There, we get more open pharyngeal space, so it's got that warmer, more sultry sound. And in the middle of the night, I feel your heartbeat. Then we get into a full head voice, plus some agility. And then we get this gorgeous silky smooth sound that I think is most reminiscent of her speaking voice, because even when she's talking, it's got this velvety texture to it, and this is very similar. Sorry. I should actually talk about technique. So we're gonna replay that. You can see her not only round the lips, but sort of project them outward just a little bit. That is a great way to lengthen the vocal tract, making, you know, sultry notes sultrier, warmer, richer, helping with the lower part of your range as well. Here we go. That's another line that's so tricky with intonation. Oh man. I think one of the many reasons I adore Mariah Carey is she has taken like the instrument that she has and she has just maximized on everything it can do and everything she has, you know, figured out it can do. We get all of these colors, we get so much agility. And then, of course, we get whistle tone, which we'll get to that. But I want to replay this last section because, again, her intonation on those notes. gives me goosebumps every time. Love the growl that she incorporated at the end. We're gonna listen to those whistle notes one last time. Here we go. Okay, so two things I want to talk about. First, we're going to talk whistle tone, because I get a lot of questions about whistle tone, how to do it, can everybody do it? And I know not everyone is going to share this opinion that I have, but I'm going to share it anyway. So for me, when I talk whistle tone and we're talking about what's happening in the larynx, normally we have... Well, let me back up. So in front of your vocal cords is your CT muscle, and that's the muscle that's responsible for stretching and thinning the cords so that we can sing higher. That's if you sort of look at your cords this way, like on a scope. The other way to consider your cords is that underneath that sort of picture, they're vibrating, and we need that vibration to create phonation, to create sound. From what I have learned, whistle tone happens not only when you are stretched to your absolute max, and your cords are as long and as thin as they can be, but on top of that, you're utilizing air in a different way so that the cords aren't vibrating anymore. Hence, you get that sort of whistle effect. I know not everyone teaches that. So please feel free to comment below if you have a different, explanation or a different way of teaching, but that is how I have always thought of whistle tone. There is an idea that I also promote that sometimes whistle tone is a lot easier for some singers than it is for others. And that has to do with your anatomy. And that would be a whole separate video. I've encountered a lot of singers who can warm up really high, phonating like we normally would. So maybe like C6, etc. and beyond. And because you're so used to phonating one way up so high, it can be really difficult to transition into that whistle tone. But yes, there's a lot that goes into that. The other thing I have to say about Mariah Carey, because I know that she gets called a diva often. I have said before, I think diva is a term of endearment. I think that is a positive thing. But for anyone who has thought of Mariah Carey as a diva, but in a negative way, the one thing I have to say is that when you are just so good, like just so good, period. I don't even know how else to explain it. She knows the notes perfectly. She knows exactly what her voice needs to do. There's kind of a standard that she has for herself and for the people around her in order to make music as exceptional as it can be. I just don't think any artist should be shamed for knowing what they need in order to give their best. We'll leave it at that. I know there are artists in the world who, in terms of their personality, that's a different story, or the way they treat people, again, that's a different story. But when it comes to making music, I think there's nothing wrong with being a diva and knowing what you need to give it your all. So that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.